What's up, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between? I'm Patrick from Peaceful Studios, and today we're going to be talking about the Multiverse update. I get a lot of questions about how, why, who, what, and I'd like to answer all those questions here. So this is going to be about how to join and host games in the Multiverse update. Okay. So we're going to click on that little button there, the black hole. It's going to take us to this screen. This join thing, don't worry about this at all. Okay, all you have to do is Shift Tab, go to your Steam profile, the Steam profile of whoever you want to join, and click Join Game. It's going to pull you right into their game. Very simple. Okay. If you do not have Steam and you do not have access to that button, what you're going to need to do is you need to type in a name. You need to type in the IP, which I will show you how to find. The host will be able to tell you what the IP is, but if they're not internet savvy, in the game as they're hosting, they can pull up a little menu that will show you their external IP. It's different from their internal IP, so it's not 192.168. whatever. If someone sends you that, they are wrong. Okay, it's going to be like 62.841 dash whatever. Okay, so and the server port usually stays the same. You don't have to worry about that at all. Okay, so for the host, a lot of big responsibilities on the host's shoulders. Okay, don't worry about any of this. This can all be changed in game, spectator mode, level editor, all that can be changed once you have your server up. All you have to do, click on the host tab right here instead of join, type in whatever name you want. Okay, I recommend putting a server password because there are people who troll. There are people who put in like really big items that will ruin the game for everyone, and there are people that will bring in like trolling items like the big black hole that just sucks everything, or lots of explosions. So you want to be able to keep those people out. Server password is a great way to do that. Okay, all you have to do is click on host. Once you click on host, it'll take you to this fancy little level editor here. Okay, there are two modes that you can have right now: level editor or not level editor. Okay, in level editor you can edit a level. We'll go over all these buttons in a second. The other one is just being on playlist. So there's a button right in the corner, and we can swap between editing levels and playing levels. Okay, when you're editing a level, you can still play on a level. Everyone will be running around, fighting, etc. But if you click on playlist, it will immerse you in a level. For instance, if I click on playlist and I load a map, I will be immersed in a playlist. Now this level actually gives you some options about what you can pick. There's voting, there's a bunch of other stuff. So the level is not just a physical thing. It also contains a bunch of rules and rule sets and game types that enable you to play in the level rather than just on the level. Okay, so for this one I can pick something, I can vote to start, and then I can start my race. Everyone's going to be a physical object in here. I will be fighting literally against everyone. Okay. If I want to edit the level, I can go back to level editor. Okay. Pretty simple. Okay, and I can drop a house right there or whatever else. Okay, and I can delete all that stuff. I can save it. So this is saved. This is open. From level editor, again, you can open whatever levels you have saved. You can also go to the Steam Workshop. I have a couple things downloaded right now. If you want to download some stuff from the Steam Workshop, just click on open, click on Steam Workshop, and then click on this button right here, browse for levels. You can scroll down through this guy, and you can click on level categories or level tags and pick anything you want. So if you click on first player, there's New Valhalla, a couple other things, and then just click the little green button to subscribe. Take yourself back to the game and re-access that menu, and it should be there. Okay. If for instance, if I click on this guy, it'll pull everyone that is on the server into this level. This level's there's 8 players. Okay, one very important thing is there can only be 8 physical players in the game. Anyone else that joins is going to be a spectator. They're going to be stuck as a ghost. Okay, and they won't be able to build anything until someone leaves, and then they can click on their little button and access a building box. Pretty cool. So again, clicking on little buttons, accessing building boxes. So level editor, not level editor. In level editor, what you need to know the difference between are global and local simulations. So global simulations, people will look, or people's creations will look physical. They will look like this. Okay. In local simulation, they will look like a ghost, kind of like this house does right now, okay? When they're in local simulation, that stuff is running off of their computers. It's not running off of the host computer. And so it frees up the host to be able to build whatever they want. It lowers the lag, it increases the frame rate, but they won't be able to interact with each other. You'll just slide right by each other, okay? So if I have this deactivated, okay, it's going to force, like it says right here, it's going to force everyone into a local simulation. It also, as a positive, it allows the host to build whatever he wants. You don't have people crashing into stuff, you don't have explosions bothering you, anything like that. So pretty cool. But as the host, if you click on this and you click back to global, which enables everyone to, again, look solid like that, and interact with each other, they have to go into their own level editor. Everyone will have this screen, okay? They will have to go into their own level editor and enable it, because they'll be stuck in local until they switch it on themselves. So here, everyone is denied it. Here, everyone has the option to go back into global. Okay, so if anyone looks like a little ghosting image and they're like, hey, why can't I interact? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? Tell them to go into their level editor, click on the little MySpace logo, and switch that on. Okay, level editor is pretty simple. You can build whatever you want here. The important parts are delete level. So if you have a level loaded and you just kind of want to get rid of it and everyone start at scratch, just click delete level. It'll start everyone in a box and they'll all be really close to each other. If you need to move one of those boxes, just click on this guy. All of this is the same as up here, except it handles anything pertaining to the level. Okay, I can move it, I can rearrange it, I can change its team or physics or whatever. Okay. I can click this and then move it around, okay, however I want. Okay, if you need to move it in a different direction that it won't let you, go ahead and press Alt on that left side, and you can do the same thing. Okay, move it back and forth however you need to. Level editor versus not level editor, global versus local, very important stuff. Delete level, very important, and settings. So once we go into settings, most of these settings don't matter in level settings. So if I click on these, or in level editor. So if I click on all of these, even if I exit out of it, it won't affect what anyone's doing right now until I switch it over to the playlist. Okay. If I want to still be on this level, I want to delete everything there, and now I have an untitled map that I am again immersing myself in with all those rules that I just made. So let's go back to those rules. I can change the block limit. If you have people who have between 250 and 500 blocks, that's fine for most computers. If you go above that and everyone's got 1,000 block items, you're going to have a big problem, and you're going to have a whole bunch of lag. You can change the player limit, 1 to 8, 1 to 4, 1 to 3. You can change the environment for the level. So this is mountaintop. This is one of my favorites. You can do a lot of like dogfighting in here, or just try and bump each other off the level, or you can create some cool stuff off there. I myself, let's do this again, load level, created a 4-player fight arena on that mountaintop. Okay, pretty simple. The locking here, if I lock that, it means no one can build anything. Okay, no one can place any more of that stuff. I can give a certain limit to how many bombs people use or whatever. I can also add whatever loaded machine I have. So if I want people to use my Warthog here in a level, I just go to settings and then click add load machine. Okay, and I can allow modifications or not, whatever. The main thing you need to know for this as a host is these locking buttons. So if you don't want people using invincibility, then click lock on invincibility and make sure it's off. So it's locked off. If you don't want them turning on 0G, lock it off. You don't want them using explosive ammo, lock it off. Okay, you can take off vote mode so that everyone can just build and respawn as they want. Otherwise, in vote mode, they just have one life and they have to vote to start and stop the simulation, is what it's called. Okay, allow machine copy, very important. If I was playing in game with people, it would show my name right here. It'd also show this button right here, this duplicate selected objects. It would show that right next to my name, and I can click on it in someone else's box, click, and then boom, I have their exact creation. So that's a lot of fun if you're trying to help someone build, or if you just want them to dogfight you with the same plane or Again, good to know as a host. and usually turn some of those settings off. But again, those settings won't take place until you go to playlist and then apply that to your current level. If you have another map that has already been added, then and you click apply, it will pull that other map over and it will delete whatever you had before. So make sure you save your maps. Very important buttons up here. When you lock things off, it'll look like this. I can't click on that because it's locked. I locked it in the previous settings, right? I can click on explosive cannonballs. I can click on infinite ammo if I want, but default was that for this map was that infinite ammo was on, and anyone can go into their settings and change stuff if the option wasn't locked, right? The other thing as a host is this button right here. If you want to know your IP address, you click on that. A window will pop up and it will show your IP address right at the top. I'm not going to click on that right now because I don't care to show everyone my IP address. But I think that was pretty much it. That's all you need to know as a host. So let's recap real quick. Speed test too long, did not read, right? Click here. Okay. Join, all you have to do is join through Steam. There's a little button. Don't have to worry about this side. Host, all you have to do is click host. Okay. Make a password if you want. Level editor, everyone can build and create a level together, or they can just play and go crazy. But they also have the same abilities you do, except for toggling global simulation for everyone. The host toggles it for everyone, otherwise they'll have the option to go in and out of that themselves. If somebody's trolling, typically what they'll do is they'll have another box here. Let's color this for you guys. Let's say that's red and this is blue. Somebody will move their item. Sorry, that's stretching. Somebody will move their item on top of your box, and so every time you press spacebar it'll explode. So that's a good reason why other people have the option to go local, is that what everyone else is doing doesn't matter. Everyone else is going to be a ghost and kind of look like this, and they can build like without people trolling them and stuff. Okay. Local editor, we can limit the number of players. We can change the map if we want. Just briefly, if we want to play on a blank map, which will be less laggy. Oh, speaking of lag, if there's a lot of people in the server, so 8 players, and they all have pretty decently large creations, all you have to do is go up to the top and just drop it down. So I usually drop it down 20 at a time, so I'll drop it to 80, drop it to 60 if we need to, if there's a lot of lag. So if you find your server lagging, just drop the time scale down a little bit, and then see if it starts evening out. Okay. Simple solution. If you need your IP address, click there. Otherwise, just have people go to your Steam. Most of what you're going to be doing is downloading other cool maps. How do we do that? We go to playlist, we go to add map. If I don't already have a couple, I can go to Steam Workshop. If I don't already have it downloaded there, I can browse. And same way you would download any creations, you just click subscribe on there and then load that map. So I can load a drag strip, click apply, now everyone's in here. Okay, it keeps pulling people back and forth. It doesn't create a new server, it just pulls everyone onto the new map. Okay. That's pretty much it. If somebody's having trouble spawning, like with these maps right here, some people will spawn just a little bit into the ground and continuously explode. So as a host, you may want to edit the level and bring that up a little bit. So you can click on that box and then bring it up 1 or 2 clicks. Okay. Other than that, load, save, delete level to start from scratch. If people are invisible, tell them to toggle global simulation off. That's only if they're in level editor. If you are in a level that requires a vote, for instance, the Warthog race, and they've all picked their cars and you see them as little ghosts shooting back and forth, somebody's not pressing start, tell them to press start, and then everybody jumps into the simulation and follows the whatever rules were laid out in the level. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. We talked about server manager, we talked about level editor, and we talked about some of the main problems, like people ghosting, lag, and I think that's it. So if you have any other questions, feel free to post in the comments. I'll answer them as quickly as I can. Other than that, I hope you have a fun multiverse experience, and I look forward to playing with you guys. Ciao.